Hey, hope you're doing well there. It's Dr. Matt here. And we actually want to share with you today some ideas if you have that achy, maybe that numbness, tingling SI joint, and some things that you can do that may really be effective in terms of helping you get back on track, and some things that I've found worked really well in the past. So I want you to consider the health of how you move, but also what has brought you to this point. Right, because you may have reached a limit, and maybe you have some achy, numbness, tingling in your SI joint. And I want to teach you today some strategies that have worked really well. I got the lacrosse ball. I'm going to show you some mobility, and I got the spine and the nervous system here. So I'll give you some tips on what you can do right now to help potentially relieve some discomfort and help you get moving better. First of all, if you're doing one of these all day and you're flexed forward, sitting at a desk, make sure, please, make sure you stand up more often. Every 20 to 30 minutes is most ideal in terms of getting up, moving around. And actually even more ideal is just getting yourself a standing workstation and doing 98% of your work standing. Versus your spine doesn't like this so much, but it appreciates the movement and being up, standing, and the extension, versus your brain doesn't appreciate the flexion so much. So consider standing more, number one. Basics. Go for a walk at lunch, right? Walk 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at lunch, 5 minutes in the evening. Because I know 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but if you can start with just 5 minutes, it'll probably turn into 10 or 20. And before you know it, you've walked a couple extra miles each day, which will help with your health and healing as well. So you got your SI joints down here. Really consider how your hips moving, your glutes come across this joint, loosening those up, and just finding some positions that you may find beneficial in terms of relief. So what I think about is, first of all, if you're sitting at a desk all day, what's one simple, easy thing you can do? Well, when you're here, I'm going to show you. What I do is get up on the edge of the soft surface, whether it's the chair or this, and what I'll actually do is I'll start both sides. So I'll do, even if my left side is aggravated, I would still work on my right side. And you're nice and tall, and so you're working on those glutes and opening them up. Focus on your breathing, right? And when you're hanging out here, you're probably going to hang out here a little longer than you thought, 60 to 90 seconds. I do both sides, and you can see I got my leg up and I'm turned out, and I'm at the extreme, one of the extreme ranges to open up that hip. So think about your hip. Lacrosse ball, I find this really effective. What you're going to do is right across here, I'll show you. I'll bring you down just a bit so you can see a bit better. Right through here, what you're going to do is hop on, probably going to be on the meat of your glutes, and I'd hop up like this, and you can even bring that with you to the office, which I think is a great idea, and just hang out, breathe. And you'll notice some hot spots or some trigger points. When it gets easier, move on to the next spot. Breathe into it. If you learn to regulate your breathing, and how I mean is longer out than in, it will help you manage your discomfort. So let's say 4 seconds out, 2 seconds in. When it gets a little bit easier, I will move around, change positions, and see where I end up. Just work on the glutes. You'll probably find you stand up and you move a little bit easier right away just by using something as simple as the lacrosse ball. The other one I want to leave you with is actually the figure four. So when you get out of bed in the morning, what you can do is actually just lay back like this and bring your leg up, right, and reach for this one. So you're going to stretch your hips out, your glutes, breathing into it. And again, you may be there for 60 seconds to 2 minutes. But you'll see a lot of the positions focus on loosening up your glutes, and you may even find that if you do it regularly, it's like anything, it requires repetition and consistency, but if you're consistent about it, it starts to make a difference. So the biggest thing you can do is write it down, right? Put it in your phone, set an alarm to stand up more often at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or stand up, take a walk more often, and then just write yourself a little routine. You got the external rotation stretch, the lacrosse ball, and then finally the figure four when you get out of bed in the morning. So try those three and see how you make out. And you may be surprised that if you start being consistent, you start to get a little more mobile, looser, and don't forget to consider walking more often too, which is going to help you with the healing. Remember, motion is life, right? Motion is like lotion to your tissues. And if you can keep being consistent, you will find a difference. The last thing I want to leave you with is consider you got all these things working for you. And one thing that I share with you is that we address in the office is the health of the spine and the nervous system. So a lot of times you may be feeling it down here, but you may be stuck or have your ouch down here. But more often than not, we assess somebody who maybe started with this as their ouch or discomfort, and we find that they're shifted and the nerves are irritated above at different segments. Because remember, all this from your brain has to communicate all the way down to your side joints so you can be at your healthiest and heal and function that much better. So consider the health of your spine and nervous system, and you put it all together and give yourself some repetition and time to heal up and get back on track. Anyways, I will leave you with that today. Consistency is key. It's like your superpower. And as you know, I've shared with you in the past, I got a big mission in terms of helping people understand their health more. They have to function more, function better to be healthier, and the health of their spine and nervous system and the role that plays. So I cannot do it alone. So if you don't mind taking a moment to share, click share, send this off to your feed or someone directly who you may or you think may benefit from it and improve their life too. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate your help. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.